John says, who buried his head, gave his body for the family. And from that place, and there grew a tree that gave us a fruit, and that tastes like bread. So come on. Yeah, like I said, tell me, do you ulu too? Do you ulu too? I wanna make some ulu stew with you. I wanna make some ulu stew with you. If you're ever down at Magic's Bar and Grill, you can see them, still. You can watch the yuppies with their hush puppies and ulu. You can ulu too. Make mine dirty, dirty, dirty with extra sauce. Make mine dirty, dirty, dirty with extra sauce. And ulu, yeah, ulu too. Yeah, like have you had the hummus? Hummer, yeah, hummer. You can turn me loose on that chocolate mousse. Yeah, you can turn me loose on that chocolate mousse. And ulu, yeah, ulu too. And ulu too. Waves keep rolling, rolling, rolling across the sea. Yeah, waves keep rolling, rolling, rolling to you and me. Yeah, waves keep rolling from eternity. Yeah, waves keep rolling, 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 rolling. Can you see that we could be a whole new honey? Yeah, we could be like turtles under the ocean, moving together in motion. We could be a whole new world. We could be a whole new you. We could be a whole new, yeah, a whole new me. We could be a whole new honey. We could be like turtles kissing under the ocean, moving together. Yeah, waves keep rolling, rolling, rolling across the sea. Yeah, waves keep rolling, rolling, rolling. Can you see that waves keep rolling between you and me? Yeah, waves keep rolling from eternity. We could be a whole new honey. We could be a whole new honey. A whole new honey. So for our guests around the world, Honu is turtle and Honi is kiss. So that's my Honu Honi song. And as the ulu song alluded to, ulu is breadfruit, the best food known to man. So hopefully more people eat breadfruit and ulu. Looks like I have a few more minutes, so I'm going to play another ocean-based song. This is Hahalua. Hahalua is, anybody know? Hawaiian word for manta ray. One of our elders of the community, one of our Amakua here in Kona. Hahalua, yeah. Yeah, Hahalua. Together we fly through the night on the water and into the light. Hahalua, yeah. Yeah, Hahalua, yeah. Yeah, Hahalua, yeah, Hahalua. You roll and you roll and you roll. Yeah, everywhere you go. You roll and you roll and you roll. Yeah, everywhere you go. Yeah, wings spread wide. You glide and we ride. Yeah, wings spread wide. You glide and we ride. Yeah, Lua, yeah. Yeah, Lua. Yeah, Lua. You're the mentor. I'm the mentore, mentore, hallelujah. I'm a hallelujah from Kailua, Kona. Yeah, together we fly through the night on the water and into the light. Yeah, Lua, yeah, yeah, Lua, yeah. Yeah, wings spread wide, you glide and we ride. Your wings spread wide, you glide and we ride. Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, oh, yeah. You roll and you roll and you roll. Yeah, everywhere you go. You roll and you roll and you roll, yeah, everywhere you go. Ah, 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 yeah. Yeah, ah, yeah. Anybody see The Octopus Teacher? Yeah. So this is inspired by The Octopus Teacher. Hawaiian word for octopus. Hey. I say hey, hey, hey. You're my octopus teacher. You're my octopus friend. Yeah, you're my octopus teacher. I wanna swim in your octopus garden. I'd love to be, yeah, under the sea in an octopus's garden. With you, I do. Yeah, we sing and play and dance all day in an octopus garden. I say, hey, hey, you're my octopus teacher. You're my octopus friend. Yeah, you're my octopus teacher. I say, hey, hey, I just gotta say, I love your legs. I love the way that you move and the way that you do what you do when you, ooh, yeah, you do you, 'cause you're my octopus teacher. You're my octopus friend. You're my octopus teacher. I say, hey, hey, I love all your hearts. I love all your hearts and all your slippery parts. I say, hey, 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 hey. I wanna swim in your octopus garden. So, sorry about the sound on the guitar. There's a whole story behind me playing today and playing this guitar. So, but I'm just happy to have a guitar to play. This is not my normal guitar for those of you used to seeing me, but kind of fun to play music, to be here to support everybody today. So blessings.
Aloha, mahalo to Kai for our beautiful music this morning. Welcome to New Thought Center. Aloha kakayaka. Just so blessed and happy and grateful to be here with all of you and to see your warm, smiling faces. And for showing up today, despite all that's going on this past week, the past 2 weeks, and just really sitting in this place of gratitude as people continue to walk in. Good morning, good morning. And is anyone new here that's never been here before? Okay, and I'll pass the mic to you if you could just say your name and just to introduce yourself and where you live. Thank you. Mahalo.
Hi, my name is Mark, and I'm friends with Makala. I came to support and listen to what she has to say today. I've been living here in Kona for about 5 years and very happy and blessed to be here.
Mahalo. Thank you. Anyone else brand new to New Thoughts? No? Makala? If not, I'll introduce her later. Go ahead. Oh,
Aloha. I'm Makala. I recently returned back to Kona in 2020, July 2020, right in the smack of the pandemic. I am born here. I was born here in Akua, and so I'm returning back home to this place. And I always tell people I used to live the first half of my life in the east side on Oahu where all the sun rises. And now I get to spend the last years of my life in the west side where the sun sets. So I think it's very fitting. And originally from here, but a lot of my family is still here. So I'm excited about that too, being here.
mahalo, Makala. All right. So we will begin with Pomai Kai is going to be reading from our Science of Mind magazine. Pomai Kai, please. I know she's multitasking this morning, doing sound as well. She volunteered to read.
Yeah. The test of limberness.
Yes.
Aloha, everyone. Kakahiaka. So great to see so many of you today. It's awesome. This is a special day for me and Faith. This is an amazing principal of her school, also known as Po'okumu. And we're really grateful she's here today to share with us. So, science of mind. Fear, tool for transformation. Courage does not always roar. Sometimes it's the quiet voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow. The spiritual practitioner starts with the assumption God is and that human life is rooted in pure spirit. Obstacles and scary experiences can powerfully transform us if we let them. Like that. In the busyness of life, we often try to rush past our fears or avoid them altogether. Facing fears is painful and difficult, but evading them shortchanges our growth. Examining them can be formative and transformative, and the gift of time is essential. We become people capable of living as our unafraid selves, but not by staying in the place that created our fears. A sacred liminal space exists between the person who feared, the one who acted despite it, and the person who is no longer afraid. I often provide premarital counseling. I actually do that. In these sessions, I try to uncover fears that may appear at some point. Does the couple feel safe being vulnerable with each other? How self-aware are they? And are they open to sharing their feelings with each other? How will they support each other have children, or if a family member crosses the boundary? Do they see each other on a soul level? And is there a glimpse of how they will help each other heal wounds, transform generational trauma, or step into their powerful, authentic selves? We can't enter our new world with the same mindset that created old fears. We create our future with the expectation of evolving into our true selves and expressing our fullest potential. The affirmation, I'll do it section by section. I choose to step into my fears. You repeat after me, in my fear, allowing transformation to work its magic. Intentionally changing fear to power.
Thank you very much for reading. And our opening prayer and silent meditation this morning, we begin by recognizing God, the one love, the one spirit, the one power. This one is the love that I am, the love that we all are, joining us all together, empowering and revitalizing each and every one of us. We open to the perfection of life at the core of our being. In the silence, we each in our own way invite into our own consciousness a full realization of the truth of life. We listen, we know, we be still, and know that I am. So as we tune into our heart space, focus into our stillness, our unity, our one consciousness, our love that we have. Take a deep breath. Inhale, hanu mai. Exhale, hanu aku. And pause and be still. Mahalo. Just welcoming everyone this morning to New Thought, a multi faith spiritual community. Here we provide a sanctuary of aloha for the nourishment, development, and evolution of each individual's unique spiritual path. This group here evolved from the Kona Community Church of Religious Science, founded in 1971. We have held Sunday services continuously from that time, previously in Keoho, and since 1999 in Kealakekua. Thanks to the pandemic of 2020 and 2021, we have developed the technical capabilities to hold our services online when necessary. To those of you who are in YouTube world, and you can also watch the recording later at a later date. Mahalo for all of you for being here, surrounded by love, and we are truly blessed. And now we hand it over to Kai. Mahalo Kai Mana Lighthawk, who will play our next song here for us.
Malama Haina Malama Pono Malama Haina Malama Pono. I got medicine for the people. I got medicine for the land. I got medicine in my music. Yeah, I hope you understand. Malama Haina Malama Apono. I got medicine from the doctor. I get medicine from the nurse. I got medicine in my music, and that's the medicine I take first. Malama Haina Malama Apono. Malama Haina Malama Apono. I got medicine in my music. You use it or you lose it. I got medicine for the people. I got medicine for the land. Yeah, I got medicine in my music. Yeah, I hope you understand. Malama Haina Malama Pono. Malama Haina Malama Pono. Ahuyo Ahuyo Malama Pono Pono.
Woohoo! Mahalo, Kai. And yeah, for those of you who are new here, we go the quiet way here, I guess because of our neighbors. But oh, and YouTube. Yeah, and YouTube. And so mahalo. And now we come to our question that we're going to pass around the mic and invite everyone to think about and answer the question in one word. Where is your favorite place in nature? I'll go first. My name is Tiare, and my favorite place in nature is by the ocean at sunset. That's my sanctuary. We'll start with Mark.
I agree. That's a spectacular place to be, by the ocean at sunset. I guess I hate to copy that without adding just a little to it. In other places that I've lived, it was not an everyday kind of thing to see the sunset here, and to live here and have the ability to take that in on a regular basis. I feel healthier for it, having that short little quiet time, and that having that kind of a moment of silence. And so I agree with yours. I don't want to take that without adding to it, but the same.
Yeah, I gotta say the same too at Kaimana. So I do love the ocean at sunset, which I do miss now that I've moved to Hilo. I was even gonna say my mom's backyard. Like I just love being in nature, anywhere in nature. But I think the ocean at sunset is the top. The other one that came to mind is boiling pots. So I grew up on the river, and there's a special place there that is kind of like a personal temple. But I have to say, just anywhere next to a tree also. I love trees.
My name is Gerling, also the ocean.
Next to him.
I'm Candy. Anywhere in nature that's wild.
Camp Kilohana on the Saddle Road in between the two great mountains. Pasha.
My name is Condor. At the top of Mauna Kea.
My name is Faith, and I kind of don't know what I'm talking about, but you know that place with like the trees?
What place?
I don't know. It has trees. I like it.
Trees?
Yeah.
She's a tree. Oh, we were just at a tree sanctuary. Is that place you're talking about? Oh, another tree sanctuary. Okay.
No.
Okay. Hey.
Good morning. I'm Don. I'd say right now it's Kohana Iki Road. It's Pasha lives along the road also, and it's just a gorgeous place to walk in the morning with my dog. It's shady, it's sunny, it's it's just very good.
Lucky you.
I'm Patty, and I'm a beach girl.
My name's Jack, and I think pretty much anywhere where you can look around and not see too many things man-made.
I'm Kathy, and I'd say the ocean after a storm where the rainbow is.
I'm Paul Makai, and it's always been sunset at the ocean, or in or on or under or next to the water in the ocean, not fresh water. And I get to see rainbows a lot more thanks to Faith having to go to HTA and ballet down there.
Good morning. My name is Reagan. I would say in any old growth forest, but I particularly like the redwoods and the sequoias.
I'm Jan, and I'm going to go to the mountains and be by an ocean. I mean, not ocean, a mountain stream. And I love the ocean too, of course.
Aloha, good morning, Jamie. I was like, how do I pick just one? But piggybacking off of Reagan, Julia Pfeiffer, Big Sur, or anywhere, because you get the ocean and the redwoods.
Good morning, I'm Leah. Anywhere in nature where there's nothing man-made around. Where I used to live, I was only an hour drive to Yosemite, and every time I would drive into that valley and see those majestic granite cliffs, it's just amazing. Here that I'm here, ocean water is number one. And especially when I can scuba dive and I can be down there with the pretty fishes, I don't have to come up to breathe. I'm just in liquid space. I love it.
Good morning, I'm Elisa. So many places are just beautiful in nature. Nature just is so beautiful to me. My favorite time is sunset time. I'd like to see it not far from the ocean, but a bit higher, feeling the mountain backing me up and watching the sun go down.
I'm Tony. I was thinking about that, optimally. Yeah, wouldn't it be great to always be by the ocean, to be able to see the sunset on there? But also in other places that I'll be, I like being up high and being able to see the sunset and have quiet and green around. Because Mississippi's pretty flat where I am, but I have a tree house and I climb up. And as long as I can look and see, and there's beautiful, beautiful colors and sunsets there too. But just the quietude, the green, having green and trees and flowers and green. And I can be up higher and watch the sunset. And it's quiet and peaceful. And I'm quiet and peaceful inside. It's a magic formula wherever I am.
I'm Shelba, and probably beneath or inside of a waterfall.
I'm Margie. As a kid, it was climbing up in trees. I had trouble getting down, but now I'm walk up the hill from my house, and there's nothing around except the pigs and the chickens and the ducks, and I'm going into the sunrise, which is so pretty.
Hi, my name is Miko, and my mind truly wanders when I'm out on the open sea.
Me too. Deanna, Pebble Beach, swimming with my fish friends.
All right.
I'm Terry. My favorite is being on my lanai that overlooks the ocean, especially for a sunset or a rainbow.
Hello, everyone. I love how everyone painted that picture and we can all visualize each other's favorite places to go as we get ready for Makala's presentation here in a few minutes. Just bask in that wonderful goodiness of waterfalls and being in the ocean and climbing trees and climbing mountains, connecting with our inner child and all the beautiful sights, smells, and all of it in nature. So mahalo for you. And now we will go back to Kai for another beautiful song.
Aloha. Aloha. Everybody. Aloha. One more time. Aloha. I love love. I love love. I do. And I love, love, love. I love you. It's true. And I love you loving me too. And I love everything you do. When you do it with love. 'Cause I love, I love, I love, I love, love, I do. Aloha. One more time. Aloha. I love love. I love love, I do. It's all I really, 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 really love to do. And I love to do it with you 'cause you love. Yeah, you love too. It's all we really, 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 really love to do. We all love just being in love. So come on, let's all be in love. And I love, yeah, I love you, I do. And you love me too. And we'll love everything we do. 'Cause we'll do it with love. And I love love, I do. Aloha. Everybody. Aloha. One more time. Aloha.
Feeling the love. All right. Love. What is a miracle? It is the natural flow of love's power. It is the angel present upon the planet Earth. It is the love that you feel in your own heart. A miracle is mind's definition for love's natural capacity to be. So, if anyone has experienced any miracles or ordinaries this past week, would you like to come up and share, please? All right.
So this may sound very trivial, but I'm saying money left at the water dispensary, just left there. Who knew? Only in Hawaii, I think.
Mahalo for sharing. All right. Come on up.
I got a new grandson named Jamie last week.
Oh, congratulations. Woohoo.
Well, I just wanted to share that I'm here kind of by miracle chance. So I shared last time I was here about that I'm really working on listening to that little voice, right? That was my New Year's resolution last year. When the little voice speaks, listen. So as I was getting ready to come over just to work, to teach yoga and work, the little voice said, take more clothes. So I was like, okay, I don't know. Like, and then Pasha like texted me and said, hey, can you fill in? Can you do music? And I said, I was texting. I was like, I don't have any clothes. And the little voice said, yeah, you do. So I was like, oh, I guess I have clothes, but I need a guitar. And Pasha's like, we can find you a guitar. And I just want to share the miracle reminder that when we make ourselves available to Spirit, Spirit can use us. So I'm really working on that. And just to update, I'm starting to plan my trip. And I'm starting to look at, like, where am I going to stay? I want to ashram, hop through India. I want to go to all these places. And I'm just listening to that little voice, like, say, yeah, stay there. Stay there. No, don't stay there. Just stay there. And I'm really like on this adventure of life of like, just like people, my mom's like, weren't you a little scared? You're going out into the world. And I'm like, yeah, we do that every day.
Mhm. Mahalo for sharing, Kai. All right, come on up, Ramona.
Hello, I'm still Alicia. And last week here, I was so touched by the miracle that happened. I had 3 pieces of luggage with a friend of mine who put it in her storage, but she was moving out of the storage. And I wondered what to do with my 3 pieces of luggage. And I announced it. And there were 2 different people who said, it's done, don't worry. I'm going to take care of them. So that was such a beautiful miracle, not just one person, but 2 different people. Comes today, Sunday, and I have an emotionally very volatile landlady. And it has become clear to me that I move out of there. I don't know yet where. But I trust I'm in the best of hands. And August the 8th, the Lion's Gate, 8-8, and the lion will roar me and direct me into the right place. Thank you.
So I'm preparing to leave the island in a few weeks, and I'm going through, and the house is getting listed, so I'm going through all my paperwork. Oh my God. Holy moly, what will I need there? I'm going to be coming back here. What doesn't need to go there? What gets shipped? What am I going to sell? How am I going to, whatever, mind. Okay, so I'm going through all the stuff, and man, I came across such interesting things from the past, I came across Palmer's resume and all the awards he had been given and all the things that I'm reading through and going, wow. And he reminded me that one of his experiments that he did went up in the space lab years ago. I don't remember when that was, 20, 30 years ago, to see the polymers, to see under zero gravity how they would flow or do something. I don't know. I'm like, that is so cool, because I only found out about this recently. But one of the things I had is a little yellow notepad, and I'm not sure, it may have been at the hospital in Oahu, and I brought it back with me. I may have found it at the house. It may have been in Mississippi. I have no idea where it was. But it was page after page of Palmer writing all the highlights of things that had happened in his life, which were really my life too. I mean, every single one of them, just about, I think every one of them were trips we did, things that happened with the dogs, amazing things that happened on the journey along the way. And it was just like, those are the things that just seem so miraculous, looking back at our life. And it's like, not focusing on the sad part, but looking at all the blessings and all the joy and all that we were so fortunate to be able to do. And so that helps me to count my blessings every day. Thank you.
Mahalo. Thank you. Catherine? All right. Come on up.
There. I'm Kathy, and actually, it's been about fear. And today, you were talking about fear. And from a psychological standpoint, it's false expectations appearing real. And then I heard, okay, just the other day, and the universe says things like 3 times for you to pay attention. And the other day, somebody said, forget everything and run was fear. And then somebody came back and they said, face everything and rise. And I have a dear friend who has an autistic son. Okay. He's 4 and he's been nonverbal and he's starting to speak. And so they were up in Waikoloa actually at the pool, and Slane was up on the diving board. And this is going back to fear. Okay. I've been afraid that people didn't know about empathy and how kids are being brought up, right? All of these children started to cheer for this little boy. And he was just standing there and kind of scared. Nobody rushed him. All of the children were clapping. And that took away any kind of fear. We're going to be okay.
Mm-hmm. Mahalo, Kathy, for sharing. Ooh, that warmed the heart. Would anyone else like to share? We have many miracles and ordinaries happening this week. I love it. Mahalo for sharing. All right, now getting to our beautiful presenter, Makala Paakaula. Makala was born in Kona and grew up in Kaneohe, Oahu, spending summers in Kona with her extended ohana. She attended Kamehameha schools on Oahu, and we actually were 1 year apart. I'm 1 year older, and we saw each other. We didn't have any classes together, but we recognized each other. When I took some classes for her, I'm like, you look familiar, you too. And finally, like, boom, we're in high school together. So that's a small world, and it only seems like, it doesn't seem like, I don't even want to say how many years ago it was, 35 whatever years. Yeah. Okay. Makala's Hawaii DOE leadership background includes 11 years as a kumu kaiapuni, 3 years as a high school vice principal, and 6 years as an elementary principal, all dedicated to expanding access to Hawaiian ike and olelo while driving student achievement. This is her 5th year at the HTA Kona campus. When she's not working, Makala is at the gym, in a Zumba class, or lifting weights, hanging out with friends, including her pooches, Stitch and Kupe'e, visiting Ohana on Oahu, playing at the beach, or camping. She loves socializing, staying active, and being in nature. Makala has 2 adult sons and a grandson living on Oahu. Her topic today is kilo, kulike ke kua ina mea e ho'opuni ana. Keen observation. The divine spirit is represented all around us. And being that I'm a board member and we have tithing every month, a different board member can pick and choose who they want to tithe, whatever funds that are extra that we have for the month. And I chose HTA, Hawaii Technology Academy. So this is to Shana. Makala. Mahalo.
We'll do good things there. Aloha mai kako. Wow.
Aloha.
Mahalo for Tiare asking me to come in. I was kind of like, should I be doing this? Like, am I like someone who does these kinds of things? Like, do I have like that kind of status? Like, I feel like, but I feel part of it is just, I guess, sharing some of who I am and sharing with the community, the things we do both in education, but also sharing the culture of Hawaii and whatnot. And so that question that talks about nature is kind of what I wanted to kind of get you in the mindset of thinking about when we talk about kilo. So again, kilo is keen observation And it really does bring about like a sense of spirituality, because when you start to observe, especially nature, you start to see just the blessings and the wonders that are abound and around us. And so that's kind of what I want to share. All right. So she kind of shared a little bit about me. This is my family. So this is my Oahu family. So these are my two sons. He actually just turned 29 on the 5th. So he's a Leo, and he just turned 29 and 26. So 26 on June 26. So this is my stitch, 626, right? June 26. And then my grandson, who just turned 5, July 17th. And then my dad and my mom, who are actually, like, my dad is originally from Kona as well area, the Kohala side. So that's where he grew up, is in Kohala. So that's my family. And then Kilo.
There's less glare if you're more straight instead of on the sides.
Of this one? Oh, for anybody else? Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. So Kilo is keen observation. It's a traditional Hawaiian practice of closely watching, sensing, and listening to the natural world in order to better understand it and draw closer to Keakua, or God, your spiritual energy. So when you think about nature, and a lot of the things you guys shared when I was listening to you talk, it is super apparent that when you're in those special favorite places of nature, you do really hear him and you feel him and you're closer to him. And one of the things that I also heard you guys talking about was kind of being in self, right? Like being nothing around disturbing you, being very peaceful, being calming, that kind of thing. And so that's kind of what I want to kind of bring about and talk about. It's one of the things that I learned is that sometimes we need to quiet like our minds, and in order to do it, we have to be in a safe but special place and in nature. And that's when we really truly start to feel his presence, but also I think live in gratitude. And Tiara had said something about gratitude. And I feel like one of the biggest things that we forget is that we should be grateful and we should live in gratitude, because then when you live in gratitude, you get more of gratitude. When you live in deficit and you have a mind of deficit, you get more deficit. So I'm always very grateful for all the blessings that I am able to have, serving a community that I really, really love, being there to help students grow. That's one of the things that I really love to do. So what I noticed that is Kilo really asks us to slow down. It asks us to be present. It asks us to stop all the voices in our minds that are saying, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do this, I got to do that. And really releasing that to pay attention to what he's trying to tell us, right? Because oftentimes we're so busy in our minds and in our heads that we actually don't pay attention to what he is trying to tell us. So again, through Kilo, we find deeper alignment with nature and Keakua when we learn to be still and quiet, using Kilo to interpret and interact with the environment. We become better able to hear the voice of Keakua. So it was just really cool to hear people say that you had to hear it 3 times, right? Before you heard it. And then I know that you also, Kaimana, had talked about also being kind of still and hearing your little inner voice. That's who that is. That's who he is. He is it sounds like your own voice. It does, but it is him saying, hey, by the way, and so we got to learn to listen to that. I think sometimes, again, we get so bogged down and busy with so many things going on that we actually don't do that. So let's talk about Kilo, because although it's keen observation, I like to expand on that because I don't believe it's just with your eyes. So beyond the eyes, right? Kilo expands past that to engage every sense. So it's your sight, yeah, of course, observation. You use it with your eyes. But we also know we can use observation through our other senses. So like sound as we listen. to the birds, right? The touch, when we feel that breeze, right? When you guys talk about being in nature, feeling the breeze, hearing the rustling, back to sound, hearing the rustling of like the trees. Like Faith really likes trees. And I think sometimes maybe that noise, that beautiful noise of just that rustling about, really helps us to, it's like natural meditation sounds, right? For the soul. And just the touch, the feeling of the pa makani, right? That feeling of the wind touching our skin, the feeling of that warmth of the sun, things like that. And then smell and taste. We also know that smell and taste also brings back memories as well. It brings back memories of loved ones. It brings back memories of good times. Sometimes it brings back memories of bad times, but we all know too, like with the good, yes, comes bad, because that's how through fear and overcoming fear, we also learn what is not okay, what is not good. And that helps us to gauge being able to feel that blessing and gratitude, because we know we've gone through some hard things. We know that not all the time are things easy, but they are difficult. And when we move through the struggle, when I hear you talk about having courage and moving through fear, that we do build up who we are. It builds our character. It builds our resilience. It builds our ability to continue to move forward. And that's one of the things that I really find is super important, especially when we're educating our students, that we're not always just handing things to them, that we're having them work through struggle so that they build their own capacity to be resilient, and they build their own capacity to have critical thinking and be problem solvers and be people who are going to contribute to the community, but not only contribute, but they're going to be the ones to find the answers that we are looking to seek in order for like the environment to be better, for us to come more in peace with the environment, for us to be listening to the environment and having balance, rather than us always taking from the environment and taking from things. We need to learn to switch that. So through Kilo, we're learning to switch from a taking society to a giving society. And that's where the blessings come in. And so that's why it's so important, I feel, that Kilo and using all our senses to be in tune with nature also helps us be in tune with each other. And also helps us then rise to be in tune with Akua and what he's asking us to do, where he wants us to move, and how he wants us to move. Because sometimes we're kind of hot-head, right? We're like, nah, I get him. I know already. I can do it. I know. And Akua is going, no, you don't. Will you listen? Be still. Kilo, so you can hear me and you know what it is that I'm asking you to do. So sometimes too, we have to put ego aside. And we really have to allow ourselves to sit in nature, sit in our safe spaces, and really be able to hear his voice and hear what he wants for us and how we are in society and in our Kayaulu. So Kayaulu is our community, right? Kayaulu. And I'll just break down some of the words, because it is actually kind of fascinating when you start to break down the words, because Kaya is like kind of like Kaya Puni, which is like to be surrounded. So it's like Kaya is to be like surrounded. Ulu is not just breadfruit, but it's also Ulu as growing. So like Ulula'au is a forest because it's all these growing trees, right? So Ulula'au is forest. So when you think of a Kaya Ulu, it's this surrounding of this community, right? This growth, these people who surround you. And in turn, you help to grow together as well by supplying each other. Reciprocal relationships, kokua. And we all know too that sometimes someone needs a little bit more at one time, and then it changes, right? So just like I would say, going back to Pumaika and talking about her reading and about marriage and about any relationship, it's never 50-50 all the time. It's always a little bit of give and take, even in friendships and other things. Like sometimes somebody needs a little bit more at the time and you need a little less. So you can kind of support that and vice versa. So that it is about reciprocation and it is about knowing each other and really being in tune with each other, which again goes back to Kilo, right? Really being in tune. So the last one I like to talk about is na'au. So na'au is your gut, okay, your gut. As you guys know, with na'au, we talk about our gut, our intuition, like that third sense, right? That other sense. Well, sixth sense. Sorry, guys, six, guys, six. But it's that intuitive sense, the lonoa, the senses, that we oftentimes we're not very in tune with. Scientifically, you know that there's like tons and like thousands and thousands of nerve endings actually in your gut. So it does make kind of sense. I know sometimes, and we have our heart, we feel with our heart sometimes too. And then we also think with our head, and we're like, and these guys can be in opposite understanding of each other, no matter how logical something thinks and seems. Your heart's like, nah. And then what trumps it all is your na'au. And I will say that, like, for me with na'au and gut intuition, oftentimes I would let my heart or my head lead, logically explain me out of things that I'm feeling through my gut. And lo and behold, in the end, guess who was right? The na'au. So after all these years, and especially being disconnected, I think for so many years, I think Tiara would also agree that we've been disconnected from our culture, like naturally, like it didn't flow with us. It was kind of cut off from us for a while through the colonization of the islands and whatnot. So a lot of that was suppressed, or oki, it was cut from us. So that natural pathway didn't exist. That natural kuana ike, or worldview of the Hawaiian worldview, was not nourished when we were younger. And so we had bits and pieces maybe of it, but as we got older and the movement continued, we started to take back more of our culture and more of our language and more of those things. And that has then helped us to reconnect. And I think that's where na'au, like our kupuna, our ancestors they knew how to connect with na'au. But because of that cut off, that natural flow of knowledge and being one with Akua and the elements, it then also, I think, cut our ability to really use our na'au naturally. And so it's taken all these years to like then reestablish that and reconnect. And so I'm glad that I raised my children through Kayapuni education and Ike Hawaii and my learning Ike Hawaii, to really, so that they are already using those gifts earlier than I, and playing with those gifts earlier than I had the opportunity. And that's what we really want, right? Is to give them those opportunities way ahead of time, and for them to be better. In fact, I remember having this conversation with my son where he's like, oh mom, but I know this and that. I'm like, and as you should be better than me. That's the purpose. That's why I did what I did and do what I do, is because I want you to be better than me. I want you to be more successful than me. I want you to be more connected than I ever had the opportunity, because I started you younger, so that you would have that opportunity. So it's never too late. And so now I really realize, though, through going through some really, really major things in my life, in my adulthood, where my na'au was telling me something, even though my heart and my head are saying, logically trying to explain it out, or my heart going, but I love, seeing that my na'au was correct. And so ever since that, I really, really, really trust my na'au. And so that's what I'm asking you guys to kind of like start to explore, because everybody has it. It's not just a Kanaka thing. It's not a Hawaiian thing. It's a human thing. And that is how we connect with Keakua, with him. So yes. So again, in nature, maybe if we can take like a minute for everyone to kind of think again about their special nature place. For me, it's actually the mountains. I love the ocean, I do. But where do I feel the safest, the most grounded, the most calm? It's the mountains. It's actually the mountains. Yeah. I love the ocean, but the mountains is what grounds me the most for whatever reason it is for me. So I want you to think about that as you're thinking about your space. Think about your kilo in nature, observing Keako and listening for him. So I want you to right now, we'll do a little bit of right now here, but I also want to think about when you go to your place, think about these things, what you're observing, and then also what you listen. So the observations, notice the patterns in the sky, the wind, the tide, the land. Watch how plants, birds, and animals respond to change. They often know that something's up before we do. See moments of beauty and disruption as messages, right? Like that rainbow. What is it telling us? Are we having a hard day? Did we need to see that rainbow to remember the promise again? You know, that's him saying, yes, I got you. Pay attention to what repeats and what feels significant, as hearing the repetition of somebody saying fear, fear, fear in 3 different ways, and being able to see that there's different ways of being able to look at things. And then listen, quiet the mind to hear the wind, the water, the silence, the birds. Listen for the feeling that rises in your na'au. What is it connecting to? What is it saying for you? What kind of peace is it bringing you? What kind of clarity is it bringing for you in your life? Is there something big that's going on right now and that you really need some divine answers rather than your logical brain answers, or your heart, which tends to be sometimes too mushy to do the right thing? And trust the quiet nudge before the loud answer. So that quiet voice, the one that's whispering to you, the one that's saying connect, the one that is guiding you. Let nature and intuition speak before we do. So if we can take maybe like a minute. 20 minutes. Okay. I have 20 minutes? Oh my gosh, I don't have much more to talk about, guys. But I would like us to take a minute. This is what we'll do. We'll take a minute. We're going to listen, feel what surrounds us here. And then we'll do a little like share out, like a little pop out of sharing. Okay. So like, what do you feel? You can open your eyes, also observe. You can close them if you want to like tune in more to the listening part. But let's try that for about a minute. I'm going to put a timer on. All right. That's our minute. Anybody want to share out kind of something they observed or heard?
I was observing. I had my eyes closed so I could really focus on listening. And I loved hearing the birds and feeling. When I was hearing the birds, I was making up a little story of like, I wish I knew what they were really saying, but maybe one of them was saying, oh, yeah. Live streaming. Oh, okay. This doesn't feel live, but okay. Is it on?
Is it? There it is. There it is.
We're on.
Okay. I'm Leah. And I closed my eyes so I could really listen, hearing the birds, feeling the skin, the wind on my skin, feeling the energy of other people sitting on the lanai, feeling the peacefulness that's here, and the observation that everyone was like, it was like hearing thoughts buzzing across and around on the lanai. And then I made up a little joke of the birds were saying, hey, there's a tourist over here with the bag of popcorn. Everybody over here. just what are they saying to each other? It's fascinating to learn languages of all kinds.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure. I can take it.
Well, the reason I wanted to share is I found the more I dropped in, the more like I almost felt the trees. And like, it's funny that you mentioned the birds because I just sort of felt this joy from nature. Like I kept dropped. First, I felt the breeze, it's like, oh, I feel the wind, I feel the sun, but then I felt like how they were all experiencing it. It was like, okay, I'm breathing the trees, but I'm also like experiencing their joy on a sunny day, the birds. They're gregarious, they're talking, I'm feeling their joy. And like I love to do that at the beach. They call me Mr. Magic, so I'll hang out at the beach. And one of the reasons I love to hang out at the beach is I love to feel the children's joy. It's like there's the power of the ocean and everything else, but the tangible feeling of the children's joy is like this juice of life that just like wow, like and so it was nice actually practicing that in nature and actually feeling that from them also. Yeah.
And then somebody on this side. Oh,
So, as I mentioned, I love all places in nature. However, I'm really missing the conifer forests and the wild rivers of Oregon. And so I was imagining walking through that old growth along the river, and there are a lot there's a lot of diversity, but there are a lot of wild animals. We got cougar, we got fox, we got all kinds of stuff, eagles, hawks. And that diversity just brings up such a sense of what a world we live in, and the curiosity and the not fear. I'm not afraid, but just to get to be a part of that kind of a world. All kinds of plants and colors and shapes and forms and smells. I like the smell after it rains in the forest. It's so beautiful. So things are not stagnant, but still and peaceful. And to walk such a place is like going back to my roots and feeling connected to the earth and all those wonderful, magnificent things.
someone on this side. I think there's someone on this side. I think there's someone on this side. I can take it to her. Over there.
You sure?
Yeah, I can take it to her.
Can I share?
Oh yeah. Oh, you can share. Yes, of course. Of course.
When we went into this, I became aware of everything going very, very still. And for me, things that speak to me more immediately are always the wind and the rain and the clouds. I live Malka, and I live in what I call the wet zone. And I can smell the rain before it gets to us. And then it's a good skill, because then if I have stuff outside I need not get wet, I can run and rescue it. But just so tuned into nature, and when I stay in that space, it keeps me out of mind chatter, chitter chatter, nothingness, and judgment, and all the kinds of things my monkey mind likes to do, because my monkey mind's really active and sometimes fun, but not always. So yeah, just the deepening of being, of just being, of just to be. That's it.
For sure.
Can you tell us the Hawaiian word for listen, particularly in the context of kilo or deep listening?
Deep listening. Well, ho'olono is also to listen. We say ho'olohe. That's like listening as well, but I would say ho'olono is like probably a deeper listening. You know, like how we talk about hear and listen, and the difference between hearing and listening. And listening is to have more deep thought. When you're actually listening to someone, you're really connecting to what they're saying. You're hearing what they're saying. So I like when you're talking about, like, you hear the birds and you're wondering, what are they talking about? Right? That's like ho'olono, right? Because you're really trying to listen to what they're saying. And so, I mean, because I think everybody has been in a space where, like, you're ho'olohe, you're listening, you're hearing things, but you might be like doing something else. So are you really like listening? No, you're kind of just hearing what's happening. And so in the context of kilo, I would say ho'olono to, like, it's a deeper way of, it's really listening, not just hearing the things, but also listening to what it has to say, what kind of meaning it's making. Yeah.
Anybody else?
Hello. So it's Pasha, and it's such a wonderful feeling when all of us are quiet together. And first I felt the surface, like especially the breeze, but then when we're going more to the inner awareness, I could feel my heartbeat. I don't think I was hearing it, but I was quiet enough to kind of feel it. And then where my feet are resting on the ground, I mean, it's not the earth, but I felt kind of the groundedness of where my feet are in contact with the floor. And so, yeah. And even though now we're talking a little bit, but I still feel those sensations that I didn't feel before we got quiet together. So thank you, everyone. I think, let's see, who is next? Okay.
So I didn't close my eyes, immediately turned, and there is everything, everything. The clouds, the blue, all the shades of blue, the ocean, the treetops, the flowers, the birds, the vegetation, everything. It was just overfilling. And then I did close my eyes, and I heard Iz singing Over the Rainbow. And he told me, just because you're leaving here, I won't abandon you. I will be with you. So that was quite, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you. Would anyone else like to hear?
I'm Alicia. And as I was sinking into the silence of the moment, I could feel, I could almost see a sphere, so a bubble around each one of us here. And each one of us, with all our history that has brought us to this moment, was listening inside. And it made a sort of sound like a crickle, almost. And I could see so slightly different colors of each of our spheres. And the ones that were the same or very compatible with each other were sending out connections back, front, and center. And I realized how that's happening in our body, that every cell is connecting with every other cell that it easily connects with. And there is more light and more movement in that. So it was such a deep insight of the presence that all of us here comprise, make up. Thank you for this question.
Yeah. Yeah. Would anyone else like to share?
I have a question. That's all I have to say. Okay, so I've been kind of sitting here and wanting to learn, and
like a miracle happened to me, and I didn't come up and tell the miracle, but I drove a truck this week about maybe 2 days ago, went to the lumberyard, loaded it up. It was very, very hot. I was like sweating like a pig. I get home and it started raining. I say, oh man, I want the lumber out of the rain. So I put it in this carport, and the carport is behind the power line and the internet. And I know, okay, wasn't my truck. Lumber sticks up a little higher anyway. I push into the thing, and my inner voice already says, no, don't do it. Why would you want it out of the rain? Who cares? It's Hawaii. It dries up. Everything's okay. Well, there I go. I push it into the carport, make a lot of noise. I hit the top. And I call Bethlehem and says, watch me, because now I've got to get the lumber out of the carport again, because it hits the top of the thing already. Okay, so she comes out, says, yeah, okay, that's it. She watches it. We pick up the carport a little bit so I can get out. I get out. I go somewhere. I go walk the dog at the beach or do something different, because it's too hot. Maybe I went for a swim. Anyway, I get back. I said, okay, the sun's shining again. I'll take the car. I'll take the lumber and go and unload it. And my inner voice says, don't unload it. You're 73. Don't do it. Okay, there I go. I go and unload it. I had already looked at the internet line, the cable. And it's hanging low. And I forgot about it when I got in the truck. Started the truck, makes a lot of noise. Above the noise of the engine, I still hear a snap. Okay, I'm hearing something. Let's push it a little further. So the cable snaps, right? No more internet, gone. Okay, well, so where do I ever learn? Because all my life I've only learned by no, don't do it. So if I don't do it, what's going to happen?
If you don't do it.
Yeah, because if I don't do it, what's going to happen? Now, I mean, everything went fine. It was a miracle. Now I've got high-speed internet, no cable. Everything's great. Within about 12 hours. But where do I learn how to distinguish in between me needing to go forward and listening sometimes?
I think that's a personal journey.
Yeah.
I think that's a personal journey. Like, I think, like, what you're saying is sometimes your inner voice is telling you no, but you're like, I'm just gonna do it anyway. And then you're like, oh, yeah, it was right. I really shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
So it just depends on like how many times and what situations you're in. Does it take for you to like maybe sometimes trust it, knowing too, like maybe in different situations that wouldn't be as easily fixed, you might want to listen to the na'au. Because if it's something that can be easily fixed, like, okay, put in a new line, no problem, no biggie. But had it been a power line, that could have been a biggie, right? Like, so it's like, I think it's also weighing that out, like your need to just do it because your ego says do it, right? Because remember I said you got to kind of put your ego aside when you're listening to your na'au and your inner voice, which is really him trying to tell you something. And you have to decide when is it that you're going to like listen, and what things cannot be easily fixed. Like I said, can't just be reversed. So I would say those are like ways of like thinking about how might I, lean into my na'au. When things are like, when it's like big, really heavy, hefty decisions too, that's another time when you want to really lean into your na'au as well.
I have one thing that like, I find that like spirit will start to whisper,
Mhm.
and if we don't pay attention, then it screams. That's like the big thing happens,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So what I find is it's really good to like practice the listening of the subtle. Like you knew, but you're like, and he's like, okay, it worked out. But like life is an opportunity to practice. What happens when I listen? it's like, well, I didn't need to bring extra clothes. There was no logical reason to do it, but it was like, oh, I'm going to practice this and see what happens. So that's like, because when you practice with a small, then when you're in a big situation, you kind of know, like, oh, this is spirit speaking, right? Like, oh, I need to pay attention to this, because it's true. It's like, then when the big thing happens, it's like, oh man, spirit told me this and I wasn't listening. And so I just kind of like I see all of life as almost like a game that we're playing to grow as a spirit. And so it's like practicing in the little ones. You'll see, like, oh, okay, I listened and then this happened, or I didn't listen and this happened. That's all of life. Like, all of life is I didn't listen and this happened, or I listened and this happened. And then we get good so that when we need, like, somebody asks you a question and you sink into your now to get the answer that's like exactly what they need to hear, But the only way we get good at that, I think, is by practicing with the little. When it doesn't make a big difference, but ultimately it's a practice, like hitting the ball in baseball or anything else, right? It's like we practice and we get better at it, right? Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to wrap it up. That's kind of like part of sharing my journey is kilo and keen observation. It's beyond, it expands beyond our eyes, what we see, what we feel, what we hear, but rather it really asks us all our senses, including our na'au, that gut, that intuition of how Akua can speak to us, especially again, when we have those really difficult decisions or obstacles in our way. Because we also know that sometimes the obstacles are learning opportunities, they're growth opportunities. So we have to sometimes embrace and we have to push it in, just like I heard about fear. We have to push and move through it in order to then find the blessings on the other side. So always remember that as well. And that's basically how I, like many different things, me bringing, even going to HTA wasn't necessarily where I thought I'd end up in, but I feel very blessed that I'm there. I love the opportunity to be their director, being their director there. I feel like it was a much needed change for not only me, but for the school itself. Since I've been there, I want to say, about tripled. I think when I first got there, we had about 104 students. We now service 289 students. And we're looking to continue to expand. It's just that our facilities are small. However, because this is the right thing, and this pathway is the right thing, we've actually been able to actually purchase the property through another nonprofit. So now our whole building and land that we currently are sitting on has been purchased through another nonprofit organization, because we can't hold debt as a school. So like our nonprofit 501c3 was able to like close the deal. I believe it was Thursday. I think the AG signed off on it. So we're going to be expanding as well. And so, because right now we're only occupy about 1/3 of the building, and we're like bursting. I had to be very creative this year so that we could add on other, like separate classes so that we have a regular 2 and a regular 3. And so I had to get creative with the scheduling and how we were room sharing with some of the teachers, because we're sometimes online and teachers work from home, and so do students. And then we're sometimes in person. So but it all worked out. So it's great. It's going to be a great year. Again, too, I think also like listening to my na'au and picking the right people to like, because I had openings, and really listening to their na'au talk to my na'au and being like, that's going to be a great fit. So I'm really excited for this new school year. Yeah. So for this afternoon, that's kind of like my wrap up. I want you guys to continue practicing the na'au, listening to your na'au through using all the senses. So go to your special happy place, go to that sunset at the beach, go to under the trees, wherever it is that brings you joy in nature, go there and start to learn to practice this way of like kilo, using all your senses so that it awakens your na'au. Also knowing that your na'au, when you talk about na'au au and na'au po means dark gut, meaning unintelligent, right? meaning ignorant. You want to lighten it. You want to brighten it. So that's ao, ao, ao. So you want to na ao ao. That's why education is ho'o na ao ao, because it's to make the gut enlightened, and so educated. So that is, so what, think about the kind of na'au. What are you doing in service to your na'au? What are you doing to create light and intelligence there? Connection with each other, connection with nature, connection with Keakua above all. And that's the section on Kilo. Mahalo nui, you guys. And then I just wanted to say there is an Olelo Hawaii opportunity. I kind of did a little bit of some of that, diving into a little bit some of the words, but we do have some of this this afternoon. It's going to be immersive fun. You will need a notebook, but it'll be fun. Like, we'll be doing kind of a lot of charades. I do it more immersive style. I'm not like, here's the sentence structure, here's this. I'm going to let you guys, if you come, whoever comes, is you kind of like lead the class, because whatever your interests are, I'll start somewhere, but then I'll end, I will let it roll with who's there. He's been to some of my Olelo classes, Mark here, my friend. And so because I do some community classes at the school. And so, yeah, so it's going to be joyful. It won't be burdensome. It's about, like, language cannot be learned. It can only be acquired, which means you have to give yourself the space in listening and kind of like interacting with language. You can't just be like, I'm going to write it down, I'm going to memorize, I'm going to learn that language that way. So it's really about being involved in the language through play and joy. So that's this afternoon. All right. Mahalo, mahalo nui loa. Mahalo nui loa to Makala, and abundance, blessings, love.
Whether it be monetary, energetic donations for the electricity, for repairs, for tithing to special organizations, we now will pass around the koa bowl while Kaimana plays some music. Mahalo. I'll start this way.
So I want to kind of dedicate this song to Randy, brother Randy. This is my song, brother, my brother Michael, in the audience today, and really blessed to have an amazing brother. But I wanted to dedicate this to Randy. Hola, oh, I'm Akua. Yeah, brother, I was with you. Yeah, so many tunes and so many moons, so many smiles and so many miles. Hola, oh, Makua. Yeah, brother, I was with you out at sea. We caught a 3-0, no, Mr. Chip, you and me. We were high-fiving, we were so happy. We headed out for he. Yeah, brother, I was with you. And I called out across eternity. Oh, love. Oh, Makua. Yeah, brother, I was with you in your emergency lights are flashing all around. Doctors and nurses came for that crazy sound as I called out across eternity. Oh, love. O Makua. Mahalo, 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 Amakua, mahalo, Amakua, mahalo. I know, right?
Video on YouTube after. Free childcare reservation by Friday, please. Next 3 Sundays, August 16th, Carrie Sender, A Journey Through Moon Lodge Rememberings with music by Roshani Rea. Janan Wong on August 23rd, Creating Peace Through Art with music by Lauren Wilkin. August 30th, Kumu Keala Ching, program and music, topic TBA. Weekly classes, Mondays, 4:30 to 5:30 p.m., Jinan Wong, Tai Chi and Qigong, all levels, $15 per class. Monthly events, end of the month potluck after service lanai, next one is on August 30th. Crystal Bowl meditations every second Sunday. We just had it this morning, 9 to 9:30 a.m. in the Honua room. Free event with optional donation to New Thought. Next one, September 13th. Special events is our language, Makala, her Hawaiian language class, which is going to be really fun, 1:30 to 2:30 on the lanai. Love offering, donation, all ages, all levels welcome. Saturday, August 15th, Anna Gensel, Community Drumming and Sacred Garden Journey Circle, 9:30 a.m. to 12 in the Honua room, $20 to $40. Sliding scale RSVP requested. See flyer on the bulletin board. Sunday, October 18th, Kumulehua Lopez. Her lecture is Lokahi, Mystical and Metaphysical Perspectives, 1:30 to 3 p.m., and that will be $25. Invitations, volunteer sign up sheet on the table near the entry. Special needs painting, deep cleaning, carpentry, lay making, video editing. And then also submit your prayer requests to the New Thought Prayer Ministry, written request in the wooden home box. On Sundays, email requests all other days. Sign the guest book to receive weekly new e-newsletter if you haven't already, or sign up via our website at newthoughtcenterofhawaii.com. And by the way, if you don't see the newsletter in your inbox by Wednesday morning, it may be in your spam folder. It's happened to me before, so please check that. And then lunch. We are treating Makala to lunch next door to Ono Home Kitchen. Who would like to join us today? Show of hands, please. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so about 6 total. So I'll say about 7. Okay, thank you. And then we also have the sympathy card up front on the table for Mahina, for Randy's family. This is card number 2. The first card is already full, so this is the second card. Even if you didn't really interact with Randy or didn't know him, it's just nice to send some love. Yeah, sign your name, whatever you want to put your intentions for love and healing as we are all going through some sort of grief and loss as we have, this past year. And if you are ready, we are going to, I'm just going to say a small closing prayer because I'm thinking of the ones that have passed, and we're all feeling that heavy heart space, right? And na'au and ike and knowledge. And as we here continue forward, we can still connect, right? We can still talk to The people who are not here physically, they just transition to a different body, their light body, right? Their soul, their spirit. So just tuning into that and feeling into that heart space as we open, and that beautiful love and gratitude. Mahalo for all of you for being here today. Mahalo ke Akua. Mahalo ena aumakua. Mahalo ena kupuna. Amen. Mahalo. And with that, we'll sing Hawaii Aloha. If you want to stand up, please, and gather in a circle. Mahalo. Oh, it's okay. We'll just sing.